moments that we lost, hanging on the line.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
What up, Brody?
It's Ben Scarborough and Yo Rich Bazaar chilling here at Third Eye Collective in the secret room, one of the best looks on the west side.
What's going on, man?
And for everybody watching here at home, Rich is post-tattoo tonight.
Yeah, I'm fresh out the tattoo parlor on my neck, so.
Young Money ouch in this bitch.
Yeah.
Enlighten us. Tell us a little bit about the tat.
Yeah, I had to get something to like solidify my artistry. So I went and got like a paintbrush pencil.
We got a photo. We're gonna flash a photo right here.
Yeah.
This is where it's at, right?
Yeah, right on the neck. I got it bandaged up right now, fresh out. Literally just came here. So came straight to come kick it with you, man.
Yes,
come smoke a blunt real quick, man.
Yeah, dude, it's been a great Saturday. It's been real low key. The weather's kind of been shit here in Atlanta.
And they've been having you busy as hell, I'm pretty sure, today. Huh?
Yeah. We've had multiple sessions that I've kind of been looking over the few hours, but yeah, it's been great. If you are unfamiliar with Rich's work, why don't you go ahead and pull the kid up on IG real quick and
Yo Rich Bazaar, go check me out, man.
Thumb through this while the interview's going on, like a chapter book. Yeah, let's go through.
Yeah, you'll be engaged. You go look at the artwork, you'll be engaged, man. You be like, all right, this guy, he's actually good. I'll listen to what the fuck you got to say.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna flash some of the murals here that Rich has thrown up on the walls here at Third Eye Collective. We've got this one right here in the entryway.
The entryway, the garage.
Here's the one that you just got done doing in the garage.
Yeah, Christmas got finished right before Christmas, like 2 days before Christmas we finished.
And there's this is a project. We actually found this television right here. Now, this TV's been featured in several of our YouTube videos, actually, but we
went to work.
Yeah, so we pulled it out, and Rich did his thing right here. And look at this piece right here. This is fantastic.
Man, I'm always happy to come do some work with y'all. Like, I love the vibe in here. From the first time I came in, I've known Crystal for some years now, and she introduced me to Sam. All cool guys, man, cool vibes in here. So I just come. The art that you already have in here is just, it's sick. It set the tone for me. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have a place somewhere here at Third Eye. So
stamped.
I'm glad it's
history.
Happening. Yeah.
That wall might be up for years.
I'm hoping so. Like.
Yeah, so you just like we're tricking out a rental property at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's hope World War III leaves this bitch standing.
Man,
the Met. So what's the this is. You were telling me that the Martian, the logo. What's you've kind of got this crossover Zelda Martian look going on here on this.
Right, with my actual logo is almost like a Boondocks character with the Marvin the Martian helmet on. That's what the logo is. I use the Marvin the Martian helmet, man. Like everything I do is pretty much like, and just me personally as a person, I do feel like I'm definitely I can say I'm a different person. Some people will consider it, a weird type of thing or whatever. I'm just me, and I'm comfortable being me. I don't have to, portray to be anything else. So the Marvin the Martian helmet is like my armor, my like bizarre armor.
Pulling up to the club with the ceiling missing.
Right. So, so for the piece, Sam was telling me he wanted some warrior type shit. So I was like, fuck it. Then it was the ladder that was there.
Oh yeah, the ladder was
there. And then it was already an art piece on the other side.
Oh yeah, the Block Society piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, what could I do to make the other art? Because I like complete looking murals. I didn't want to just do something on the one side and it just look unbalanced
from top to bottom.
Right. I like it to look like one piece, the whole wall, as you can see from the entryway.
Yes.
So that was one element that I had to factor in, like, okay, there's another piece. How can I tie that in with mine? And then the ladder, I was like, yo, what could I do to make the ladder seem like it's a part of the art in a cool way? So I was like, Super Mario, they had the ladders and shit like that.
True.
On the Mario Brothers and shit like that. So I got the little Mario block. But of course, we put Zelda, we put Link.
Yeah,
Zelda.
Everybody who's coming here and kind of bent that corner, like whether in the buying something from the vending machines, and they're
fucking with it.
They're like, whoa, man, that wasn't there last week.
That's always good to hear, man. When you do these pieces, sometimes we don't know how people are gonna take them, and then I've tried to start straying away from like cartoon type shit.
Okay.
I've like that's what I started out doing. Like when I didn't really know how to paint, like the first thing I would do was cartoons. And as I've like developed and matured with it, I try to like start straying away. So when I did it, I was like, man, I hope it doesn't look like too cartoony, like how my old work looks, because I don't feel like there's like true art expression in it.
Okay.
But yeah, we found a way to make it. It still has that bizarre swag to it, man. Like I'm happy with it.
So the entryway, this piece right here,
Uh-huh.
it's usually it is the first thing that somebody gets
I love
when
that
they
space.
when they walk into the spot. It's like, you know, you could be all over the Met, but as soon as you walk in here and you see that, because there's like electricity coming out of the top and it's wrapping around the room, it's very overpowering image.
Once again, we incorporated the pipes
Yes.
that was there. Like everything is a part of the art, man.
How do these pieces start? Do they start digitally? Do they work their way onto whatever canvas?
That one, so I sketch it out on my sketch pad. After I do that, I'll bring it into my iPad.
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll digitally do it. This one out here, I didn't do that. Like I just kind of just went. But and it took me a little longer, being that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just went with it.
Uh-huh.
But as compared to the entryway, that one I kind of like premeditated it. Like I got it done on the iPad. Once that was finished, then I was able to like know exactly what I was doing, what colors I needed. This one, I was kind of like, put the sketch up, then I took a picture of it, and I was like, all right, Sam, I'll be back.
Okay.
let me like dwell on it for a minute. Then
Think.
Came in, figured the background out, did the background. Then I was like, all right, cool. Now got to figure out exactly how I want to do him and what I want to add on top and shit like that. So, yeah, it all worked out, even though I didn't plan it out as I normally do.
Okay. So
Right.
what are some pros and cons that are like immediately apparent when it comes to doing digital art versus something like a wall or whatever? Because I've actually become so accustomed to doing nothing but digital work that when I'm putting anything in my hands, it feels like I've actually recessed. Like my skills of sketching have just gone down. And I know what they say about sketching. Like all the architecture kids will just say, man, just get it out of your head and onto some paper. But I know that like a digital advantage is being able to get something done maybe faster, that looks more complete, maybe. Yeah,
the digital advantage is definitely that. Like you can add your colors, your gradients, and all of that a lot quicker than like, you know, going to get markers or whatever else you would use to like color something. And you'll like, as if you're transferring that to a wall, it makes it a lot easier because you already see it.
Right.
I don't know if there's any cons that I would know of. I'm just now really getting into, like, I've done graphic design forever. Like I went to school for that. But as far as like taking my drawings and actually doing them digitally, I just got into that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a few months ago, I got me an iPad and I just started like fucking around with it. Besides that, I was doing like more graphic art type of work, like flyers, business cards, logos, things like that.
Something I will say about that, there's all this work that we do digitally on the computer, whether it's an Instagram ad. It's intangible. You can't hold it unless you print it out. So there must be something awesome about being able to at least hold something in your hand that you're working on and physically transfer it from a digital medium to, you know, you can pick it up and hold it.
Right.
And you were telling me you were getting into art installations, so that's kind of...
The installations, I'm actually really loving doing the installations. What I don't love is wear and tear on the body. Like,
oh, okay, yeah, because you are actually like climbing up stuff.
It's a lot of like lifting and you know, drilling and like a lot of labor. Like, and I do it all on my own, like the carpentry and everything I'm doing. So yeah, but it's real fun. I love it. To see like your art like off of canvas, just something that's like that. That's really cool. And then now we live in a world where it's like everything is like about the photo op. You know, taking pictures and, you know, with the stuff and all that.
Man, wake me up later, man. Like, after this whole chapter, man.
Right. They don't really I guess admire the art sometimes as much now. It's more just like, yo, I just got to get a pic.
Yeah, yeah, when it comes to a digital asset, I feel like a digital asset, no matter what it is, can be generated in real time and or it takes like half a second. So if somebody looks at an Instagram flyer, you know, worked hours on in Photoshop for or some shit, you know, they'll never know how much work was put into it.
That's a fact.
I feel like when somebody looks at one of your murals, they think that there's no way that took like 10 minutes. There's no way that took an hour. It took way longer.
You can look and tell you that right there took some time. So yeah, but I mean the installations I got in, I think I grew my love for that from doing my sets, like doing the sets and everything like that. Is what it pulled me in that direction.
I was wondering if there was like not necessarily a competition, but like a festival for this kind of installation or artwork that maybe up north you got into or have seen anything like that down here?
I have no idea.
Like a graffiti festival or
yeah, I know
like
how
that.
they have those. But like an installation thing, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I'm just getting into it. I'm pretty sure they have something, but that would be dope.
like did you go to A3C?
Yeah.
Was there a scene for graffiti or were people tagging stuff up, doing any kind of weird installations there?
I think on Edgewood, I think they did some shit for like graffiti and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. If not Edgewood, maybe Krog Street. But I know there is an event that happens in Atlanta for that.
Yeah.
You know,
there has to be.
Yeah, right. Just not sure if it was exactly A3C or not.
Okay.
Yeah, A3C needs to get a little better though.
So where has your art brought you as far as like your travels? Have you ventured to other cities to see what a scene is like somewhere else?
Yeah, most definitely. But I mean, I kind of got into traveling just even outside of just art.
Okay.
But art has definitely brought me places. Like of course Miami, you know, Wynwood area, Art Basel, New York, of course, that's my hometown. So I've been back there to do some projects and stuff like that. Been out to like Dallas, a few other places I can't think of off top. But besides like just states and places, art, I mean, it's brought me like freedom, just complete freedom in my life for once. Like, I mean, I've worked a job, 9-to-5 job and stuff like that my entire life, you know, of being a man outside of like high school and shit. And as soon as I like really like locked in and tapped in with this, after like, you know, putting my work in for a few years, it's put me to a space where I can now be independently doing what I'm doing. So, you know, that's the place it's taken me. Like, and I appreciate that more than any state or city, country or whatever. Like, I just appreciate being able to wake up every day and do what the fuck I love to do. Like,
sometimes you just gotta make yourself a boss, people.
Man, for real. And if not a boss, at least an entrepreneur or a person who loves doing what they're doing, a craft or whatever it is, and you're able to transfer, like, make money out of that situation. Like,
so I'm a video editor by trade, and I mean, like, some of the films that we've cut have been like multiple weeks. Music videos can get smaller than that. I think it all depends on how long the project is, like in terms of runtime.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm doing them sets.
People are like, okay, we're going to shoot for a 90-minute movie, so the editing process can be, you know, a few weeks. What's a project that sticks out clearly in your mind that maybe you've spent the longest on, like without question?
The funny thing is, I got a project that I didn't spend the longest on, but it looked like I spent longer on that than anything that I've ever created.
Okay.
It was a haunted house, Halloween. I put together an entire haunted house. Me, had the help, of course, some of my artist peers. My bro, Born Artist Official on Instagram at Born Artist Official. My bro, Vic, you know, he pulled through and helped me co-pilot the situation. Mm-hmm. But that right there was something like, that was like crazy, bro. Like, we put together a haunted house that had like 6 different haunted scenes from like different movies, like It, The Exorcism, The Nun, and shit like that. And it was at the Westside Cultural Arts Center. We pulled it off probably in about a week. Okay. It was for a guy named Quay. Blame It on Quay is his Instagram. He probably known as TC. B Simone, Just Hilarious. They had a Halloween party there.
Nice.
And we did a haunted house for the entrance. And literally had not even a full week. I got back. I went to LA. We chopped it up. We planted it all there. From LA, I went to New York and then came back into Atlanta like on a Tuesday. And the party was on Saturday. So
wow.
Yeah.
So it was like crunch time.
Right. So we was getting to work. Like, as soon as I landed off the plane, we were like at the Westside Cultural Center getting it in.
So what do you like the deadline aspect of working on projects? Does it help you kind of like scale the?
It's cool. It's always necessary, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like I do a lot of different things other than just the sets. Like it's art and all of that. I mean, paintings, and so the deadlines is cool. It helps me keep things like in a good timeline for me to reference.
Okay.
When it comes down to like making that time for all my other projects as well.
So
I don't mind a deadline.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I feel like a deadline for me can kind of help me scale some of the grandier ideas that I have like way down because I'm
Right.
just like, oh, I don't have time. It's not even worth developing these concepts or these skills on this project because I just know that I'm up against the clock or whatever.
Right. As in comparison to if you just had your free time. Like to
Let
just
me
work.
make this my masterpiece or some shit.
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like how these pieces were. There was like no deadline or nothing
Yeah.
like that. But I still gave myself a deadline
Yeah,
because of all the other work and projects
Okay,
and shit.
so that's something we could speak about. The self-imposed deadline.
Right.
As an artist, I'm sure everybody listening in knows what that's like. They know how to call it. Or they know their strengths and their weaknesses, so they're going to play into that by saying I need to probably have this done.
Right.
little bit.
You have to. I mean, if you're doing it as a business and you calling yourself an entrepreneur and you don't know how to time manage, you're not gonna go too far. Not too far.
Like when Apple says they're going to ship the next AirPods,
Right,
by
right.
this date, them engineers need to be goddamn putting their heads together in there,
you
right?
most definitely better know because you see how lines form for these things, man.
Yeah, it's like a phenom.
You start to create a demand, and people look forward to having whatever it is that you produce. So,
So as far as the graphic design thing goes, have you ever worked with musicians on any kind of like album artwork or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely that. No big names. I think graphically, the biggest thing that I've done was like some work for MTV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had the election campaign, and I created like some of the candidate cards and shit like that for like their social media, their Instagrams, and all that. So yeah, that was probably like the biggest thing that I did graphically. Other than that, I'm still I'm just now getting to a point, like I would say the middle of last year, getting to a point where I'm actually getting more industry clients now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like so things have been looking up. All those seeds that I've planted finally are like blossoming, and I'm like, doing work for some pretty important people now.
Checks up.
Word.
Well,
Word.
I feel like as an artist, you think about these contracts, you think about these gigs.
Right.
You know what it's like, and I'm speaking to everybody out here. You guys definitely know what it's like when you're starting out in a new skill set. Like you could be
Trying to get it together, trying to figure it out, man. Like,
you're like, I need to put X amount of time into this before I think I'm good enough to sell myself.
right. That's me. I'm a super perfectionist, man. Like I'm my worst critic. Like I'll be harder on myself than anybody else could ever be. So I'm ready for whatever criticism somebody got to say. Like, it don't bother me. I'm hard on myself already.
The discipline aspect.
right. And if it hit the streets, then 9 times out of 10, I was like comfortable enough to put it out there. So
Can you see yourself doing this type of artwork until they put you 6 feet?
oh hell yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Until my body won't let me
it's
do
in
it
you.
no more, man. Like I know the installations and shit is probably gonna stop after a while.
It's really gonna take a toll on you.
It's gonna be
You
like,
just get super ripped.
old ass Rich old ass Rich over here trying to build some shit right now, like but hopefully when I get to that space, I'll be in a great creative directive position where I can employ people to build out these visions.
Yeah.
At later on down the line, but I know I'll probably still be painting. Definitely that. Like it's now it's become therapeutic for me. Like I mean, I used to do music, and that used to be it for me. Like music used to be the getaway for me, but as the business changed,
The industry as a whole.
yeah, the industry, the music industry, it just changed to a thing, something that I wasn't, I wasn't satisfied with like that.
It seemed to me that like if I were ever going to be a musician, there would have to be X amount of music that I would have to give away for free.
Right.
To kind of get established as a musician. And then
and I did that for years.
Yeah, and then
no
like
money.
I always worried about maybe giving away some of your best work in
Yeah.
that process on accident.
I
Because
think that's happened too, man. I think I definitely have at least one classic mixtape under my belt. Not as a solo artist, but in the group that I was in, I know we definitely created some shit. But yeah, I mean, it was free. It's for the world now, man. Like
Yeah.
it's just the business changed so much to where like just creating the process of creating is what I felt out of love with. Because every time I would go in the studio, it was like I keep having like club record on my mind. I keep having radio record on my mind. It's like, oh, what's gonna have these labels say like, oh, we can take this and we can put it in these different markets and stuff like that. Like all of that shit kept coming into mind when I'm in the studio just trying to create. And as much as we want to say like, oh, it's free to just do you, yeah, at some point in your career, you know, when you get to like a Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole status, a Drake status, you know, but when you just trying to get yourself out there, it's almost like if you do that, you have to do it in like a really, really catchy way that's just gonna go viral or something. But other than that, if you're just doing it and it's just like good music for the soul, but it's not necessarily gonna cross over to equal checks, you know, when it comes to like club spins and shit like that.
Seems risky.
Then yeah, then
Whoever's
they don't want
putting up
nothing
the
to do
money
with it.
seems risky.
Right.
At all times.
Right. And then I just started calculating how much money I was spending as an independent artist. Like I was just spending so much money from studio beats and this out there. I'm like, I'm spending so much money and I'm barely making anything from this right now. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my art wave. Like the art is just free, man. I just be in the crib, man, watching some bullshit on TV, listening to some music, you know, smoking, chilling, you know, and just creating, bro, like in my own space, like, and creating whatever I want to. And people who pay me to do something for them pay me to create what I want to. They might give me a subject matter, but I get to create what I want to. And it's like I said earlier, it's the most freedom I've ever felt.
Best job ever.
Best job, man.
So as a filmmaker, I feel like there's few institutions, you know, that I would maybe want my work in long after I pass away. These are, I'm just going to throw some out there. There's like the Academy Awards.
Of course.
There's like, you know, the Golden Globes. There's the Library of Congress.
Oh, wow. I never heard of it.
Every year, Congress selects like films throughout, you know, recorded medium and preserve them.
Oh, dope.
In
That's
the
good to know.
annals of Congress.
Okay.
And then there's like, you know, labels. Like there's a label out of New York called Criterion, and what they do is they take older films and they go get the masters, and then they put out like digital Blu-ray versions with all the special features. And
that's dope.
They use Pro Tools to clean the audio up. And
I always wondered how that worked, man. Like I'll be like, yo, how they take this old ass movie that was on like VHS?
Yeah. Well, they go get the
make it look-
masters.
That's crazy.
They might have to fly to Germany and to get them out of a vault.
So even though it was like shot with a camera that doesn't have,
you go get the negatives. Yeah.
oh, that's crazy.
They go rescan each frame in at 4K negative, and then they kind of sequence it back out on the computer. They'll clean up the pictures, each frame. They'll clean the scratches off the film and stuff.
Okay.
They're the best at it. Criterion. They're in New York.
Man.
They put out special features, special editions of these movies that are like, you know,
Classics.
They like, it's like a board game when you open them. It's like there's a DVD in there, but when you open it up, it's like
Oh, it's like okay,
crazy.
like trilogies and shit like
yeah,
that.
I feel like as a filmmaker, I'd be like, okay, it would be so sick to have something that is so revered that people are like, man, we're gonna keep selling this for years. And it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Man.
But and I mean, I'm sure the same goes for murals and
for art pieces.
and stuff. Like you were telling me that you work at the Trap Museum.
Yeah.
Which is here in Atlanta.
Right,
Guys,
right.
if you have no idea what this is, think Sun Records in Nashville, Tennessee. The country music mecca.
Right.
You know, Elvis Presley's own company that, you know, Sun Records.
But for trap.
This is
For
like
trap
that,
music,
and it's
yeah.
here in Atlanta. It's off Northside Drive.
Right off Northside, man. Right over on Travis Street, 630 Travis Street.
I've only been once, and I was there for so long.
Oh, yeah. Well, how long ago?
Let's see, it was a year ago.
About a year ago?
I was just blown away at the what they have done. They've created like a mock Decatur apartment bando situation.
Yeah, T.I.'s gun closet, Gucci's kitchen, man.
There's a booth where you can actually record in there. Like you can stop by and like
yeah, you can really go in there and record, make a beat
great.
and everything. But you said you went a year ago, so yeah,
it was an event. There was a lot of people there.
It's 1 year. The 1 year anniversary just passed last October. And there's a lot of revamping going on. So it's some new things about the, especially with the new year just coming in. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year,
Yeah,
Rich.
man.
There's like a room full of bricks.
Yeah, that's Jeezy.
Jeezy's bricks.
Yeah.
And I mean, when on a long enough timeline, trap music is relatively new, you
Right.
know. So there's only a limited amount of stuff to draw
It
from.
only goes back to probably about what, like 04 for real.
Yeah, like
you know.
early 2000s. But the fact is, it's there, and so future trap musicians can aspire to maybe have their work
have
preserved
some work. I mean, getting their work in there, like that's not the hardest part, but you know, like to get your own installation. Like to get your own installation in there, like you have to like really have put in some work. So you know they of course they have the founders, and then you know you got your Jeezy, your Gucci, Tip. Then I think there's Rick Ross in there. You got 2 Chainz. But then you have like your new guys like your 21 Savage, Migos, and all of those guys who they put in some work. But then you have like your new guys who got a lot more work to put in, like the Baby, Lil Baby, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, and they even added in females in there now. They got Nicki Minaj and Cardi B up in there. So yeah,
There's a room with like slain artists, and it's a very somber room. It's like classic photographs.
Yeah, it's the OG room. They got there's a bunch of like throwback artists in there, like people who kind of they kind of were doing trap music. It just wasn't considered trap music at that time, I think. Okay. Yeah.
And then there's like a mural of all these mixtape covers.
Right.
That are like being preserved in this museum. What are some institutions that you would maybe like to see some of your work in?
Man, you know, to be honest, like the funny thing is I haven't necessarily had the biggest dream for like having my work in certain places. Okay. I think the biggest dream for me is like having my own place to like really innovate in a way that I feel like is gonna be my way of leaving my own mark. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's a lot of room for some other things, especially here in Atlanta, for some creative things. And so the biggest vision for me to see is like my own spot where I can just like show like, yo, this is what the fuck can happen with art. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Trap Museum, I feel like they've done a great job at that. But like if I was to do something, it would be broader, I should say. Like it wouldn't just be subject to just trap or whatever like that. It would be just any creative thing
maybe
I can
like
possibly
an experience.
Think of. Yeah, like a full experience. So back last April, I threw my first solo art exhibit, and it was called Area 51, and I kind of made it like real spacey.
Was that during the craze? Was that during the Area 51 craze at all?
Nah, you know that's the craziest thing.
Year?
That was April of 2019, so that was before the craze happened.
Oh, because that was September.
Yeah, the craze kind of started kicking in like August, around like August or something. And I was like, yo,
damn,
this is so crazy. Like I literally did a whole Area 51 art show, and none of this was happening. Like Area 51 probably wasn't even talked about like that.
I know.
And then I'm like, now here it goes. It's like the hot thing. I'm like, I could have capitalized
on heat.
I could have capitalized off that, man. Like my hashtags would have been booming around that time.
Area 51. Man. So what was the kind of work that you were doing for that event?
Well, the work wasn't the pieces of art weren't necessarily like anything Area 51, but like my signature color is green. Mm-hmm. So green, people automatically
all
associate that. Like but mainly I love like that vibrant,
like neon green. Okay, cool. Yeah, you see that.
That people always associate this when you think about aliens and UFOs. You think about shit like that when you think of a green like that. So like I just played off that, and all of the subjects in each of my pieces, they were all like green like they were prominent, like statues, famous statues that I just turned green. Put like a graffiti background to it because that was like graffiti is like my first love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, coming from New York. With graffiti being like the first thing I could ever the first piece of art that I can ever really truly fall in love with because it's all over the place. It's in the buildings and everything. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like added that as like my backdrop, and then it's kind of like a signature style of mine, I would say, but not necessarily. But the deck, like how I did the set design, that was where I kind of got into the Area 51 shit. Like it was a lot of like I built like the DJ booth was like a UFO. And it lit up green and shit. Then I had like a whole black light room, which was like my like laboratory experimental room where I had like this statue in a glass case with a brain inside of it, which was supposed to be like my mind. And it was like at the end of the whole tour. And it's like, yo, this is like, you just walk through a complete experience from my mind. So here's my brain in a case.
Wow.
Some shit like that.
So how long was it up?
Full day. Just one day. I wish I could have had it longer, but that's why I said I need a space, man. I could do some crazy. I could do some cool things.
I'm starting to hear it, like how long these installations could could be there. These experiences where people could come see them over and over.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It was self budgeted, so
okay.
so I only had the budget to keep it up for like one full day, like from early in the day till late at night, like midnight.
Oh, okay.
But if I could have had it longer, man, I would have loved to.
What are you currently working on right now?
Right now, man, I'm kind of low key at the moment. Not to lie, I'm low key right now. I'm doing commissions. I told myself that at least for the start of this year, at least
Top
for like the first 6 months, that I wasn't gonna be doing like any art shows.
Okay.
You know, probably popping out with any art anywhere. Like everything right now is like commission based, and other than that, like I'm just in my plotting stage right now.
Okay,
like,
you
Yeah, I'm in that stage.
So we're catching
right
you
now
right at an interesting time.
Yeah. Like there's something happening,
but
it's just not being put out to the world right now. You know what I mean?
Cool.
But I'm cooking up. I'm utilizing all of the connections and the network that I've gained, you know, from the past few years.
Okay.
Working with some dope people.
Yeah.
To make some amazing things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a stay tuned stage right now. Like,
Yo, Rich Bazaar.
right.
In this bitch.
Other than seeing the shit that I put out, like the stuff that I put out for people that I'm doing on the commission base, you'll see me post some stuff like that on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Other than that,
stay busy, keep the skills sharp, you know.
Super low key. I'm in my blueprint stage, man.
Okay.
For something big.
Well, what do you say we get out of here and get a beer or something?
I'm with it, man.
Yeah.
Finish this blunt. Go get a bear.
Hey, but before we get out of here, just because we got the eyes and the ears of everybody that's out here fucking with Yo campaign, you got to let these folks know something, man.
Yo, if you are trying to follow one of the dopest artists here in Atlanta, somebody that's gonna keep being innovative and jump out the box with things, I'm the guy. Like, I am the guy. Yo Rich Bazaar, at Yo Rich Bazaar. You can follow me.
Follow the kid, man.
Platforms. Yeah. Tune into my work. Check out what I got going on. There's some dope things happening, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys heard it first. It's Ben Scarborough and Rich Bazaar chilling here at Third Eye Collective in the secret room. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Street at a time.